Hey y'all, Morgan from Charleston Crafted here, and today I'm so excited because we are going to be hanging a tile backsplash in our kitchen. We've renovated this whole space. Some of it's still in progress, but I think having the tile up is really going to make the space look more finished. I'm very excited. The last time we hung a backsplash in our old house, I don't think this existed, but today we're going to be using Musselbound Adhesive Tile Mat to hang this backsplash. Now this is not supposed to be used in wet areas, so you're not supposed to use it like in a shower, but it is perfect for a wall, like a laundry room or a kitchen backsplash. And what it is it's basically just big double-sided sticky tape. You peel it off, you stick it on, and you use this to hold the tile to the wall. You still do have to apply grout over top, but this will make the process just a lot easier and cleaner, and hopefully it means we'll be able to get it done in a day because we have childcare today. So this is our chance to work on it together. Anything else we'll have to sort of one by one after today. This is the tile that we chose. It is a beautiful tile from Tile Bar in a green color. I know this is sort of a bold choice. This is the bold choice we're going with in our kitchen. Other than the green color you see here on the hood, it's also the color of our island, kind of out of frame right now, but this green flows perfectly with the wall color. Our whole downstairs is painted Nature's Gift by Behr Paint Company. This is exactly the same color and gives a little bit of texture and interest. I like this. I know it's a bold choice and I love it. So I'm excited. We kind of planned the whole kitchen around this choice. So when you buy the Musselbound package, it comes with this packet of spacers in 3 different sizes, so 3 different colors or different sizes. Normally this would not be enough spacers for a big tile project like this. But remember, once you put this tile up, it sets automatically, like it's ready to go, ready to be grouted. Unlike if you're using traditional mortar, you have to let it set for a little while and leave the spacers in. So you can actually pull them out as you go and reuse them. So theoretically, this could be all the spacers that you need.
And it came with 3 different size spacers on this Musselbound, and you want to mimic the space in between the tiles. So as you can see here, this one, too small, this one, too big, this one, just right.
All right, Goldilocks, so we're going with the blue, which, do you know what that is? 3/32, 2 millimeters. So just when you're doing a mosaic tile, always just copy the size in these gaps or else the sheet of tile will be obvious. That will help it all blend together. All right, so this unrolls, is sticky on one side and a peel on the back. And you just line it up. You always hang it vertically in vertical strips, not a long horizontal strip. And we're gonna hang it up and then use a utility knife to trim it at the bottom. And then we'll move on and do the rest of the space. It's too much.
One thing we learned while doing this process is it's really good to have 2 people doing this. One person to get the sheet set up and aligned and one person to smooth it down. Also, when it's time to cut that sheet, always cut a little bit extra so that it goes all the way down to the countertop and doesn't leave any excess hanging on the wall. We messed that up a few times, but use your knife to cut a little bit extra so that the sheet can go all the way down into that seam.
Then once it's up, you can use your grout float as your muscle here and just push it in really hard, make sure there's no air bubbles and that it's very well adhered to the wall.
This definitely can be a 1-person job, but having 2 people makes it so much easier to get these strips in place. It's way easier if you have somebody that can line it up and then somebody else that can help do the pushing in. We learned this the hard way, and it really does work a lot better if you have someone that can help you. It moves a lot quicker, and you should definitely get up all the sheets at once because that sticky can adhere and can stay in place over time and get a little bit more solidified. Okay, so we've done a few sheets of this tile to get started and get it all figured out. So basically what we have to do with this Musselbound is on each one you need to peel off this one strip and then you can lay your tile. We're doing a mosaic tile, so it's these big sheets, and what we have to do is a lot of these tile spacers in here along this edge first, and then we're going to peel off the next strip of the backing and attach the next sheet of tile. Once you have all of your spacers in line, which those stick straight to that tile mat too, so that's super helpful, you peel off the sheets. We used a box cutter to just kind of put a little slit in the sheet and then peel it off in these little sections. The mat is really sticky, so it's kind of hard to get your fingers in there, but once you have that off, it's time to put up the tile sheets. Again, you probably could do this with one person, but it is so much easier as a two-person job. Have someone work one side of that tile sheet into where those spacers are and have the other person align them at the bottom of the counter. Then you can make sure that it's level on the side and then push up everything into place and make sure it's level again. Then you can use that grout float again, use this thing all the time to push those tile sheets into place and get them really stuck into that mat. Once it's in place, it's going to be pretty locked down at that point. From here, you're just going to continue that process until you have more sheets put up and in place. Only remove the Musselbound adhesive paper one sheet at a time as you work because it can dry out. So you only want to work one piece at a time. But make sure you get as many of those tiles up as you can, and then it'll be time to go in and cut extra pieces to go into the gaps. You want to work in those full sheets, but you also don't want to leave those small gaps up for too long because again, that part of the paper can dry out. So once you've got a few sheets in place, it's good to go back and cut the pieces that need to go along the edges. Unless you're using a straight edge tile, you're going to need to cut pieces that can fit along the countertop, under the cabinets, and along the walls. So cut those in the measurements that you need and go ahead and place those as you finish full sheets. Now it's time to prep for grouting. The first thing to do is to put up some painter's tape and then mix your grout. Grout for a tile backsplash, you need water, unsanded grout mix, and a mixer. It's really simple. You pour in water based on the measurements that it gives you. For this one it says 48 to 54 ounces. So pouring that into the bucket, and then we're just going to dump in this entire bag of grout. Do I need this whole bag of grout for this kitchen project? I don't know. Do I need to save grout? No. So I'm just going to mix it all now. And we're going to dump it into this bucket. Should probably have a face mask on. And then we're just going to take this mixer attachment onto the end of a drill and get that in there and mix it for about 5 minutes. So after you've got your grout mixed, it's going to be time to apply it, and it's going to come in this glob, and what you do is you just wipe it onto your backsplash, and it's going to look terrible. Your beautiful backsplash is going to be covered in all this gloop, but you work it in multiple different directions into those grout lines, and then you use the edge of your grout to wipe it clean. You can see it's much better, and then you're going to use a sponge to go back and wipe everything clean before it all gets completely dry. But for now, you work it in to all those grout lines in all these different directions until everything looks nice and solid and filled. The final step of the backsplash process is to clean it. So I wiped off all that grout, and now I've taken a damp sponge. I started with a really wet sponge, and now it's a damp sponge, and I'm literally just wiping down, getting all of the last remnants off of the tiles, and I gotta do this like a million times. With very clean water every time, that's the key. Rinse it out, clean it out. Clean water so you're not spreading around all that grout stuff. After your grout has completely hardened, the last step is to put down painter's tape and add caulk. Caulk goes along the countertop, under your cabinets, and along the wall. You just apply it with the caulk gun and then smooth it with your fingers and remove the painter's tape. Now your project looks good.
If you are looking for an easy, mess-free, beginner-friendly way to hang a backsplash, we really think that using this Musselbound double-sided adhesive is a great way to go.
Yeah, this was a really good weekend project for 2 people, and it's a great way to transform your space. If you want to make your kitchen modern and beautiful, adding a nice backsplash that suits your taste is a great way to do it.